Hi. Now we were learning about hydrocarbon groups. So in the previous video, we have learned about different types of alkyl groups. So now we will learn about the other things, alkenyl, alkynyl, and other things. Now we will learn. What is methylene group? Methylene group. Methylene group. Suppose this is methane. This is methane. Suppose if you remove two hydrogen atoms, then the leftover thing is said to be methylene. It may be written like this or like this also. We may write. So this is called as methylene group. Methylene group. Okay. That means if you remove two hydrogen atoms from methane, then the group obtained is said to be methylene group. Okay. Or else we may write like this also. CH2, like this also we may write. So we may write either like this or even like this also we may write. Okay. Next, alkenyl group. Alkenyl group. What is alkenyl group? That means there should be a carbon-carbon double bond, at least one carbon-carbon double bond. Okay. Hydrocarbon group, which should contains at least a double bond between any two carbon atoms. Okay. For example, CH2 double bond CH, and this bond is empty. Actually, it should be like this. When one hydrogen is removed, then it is said to be hydrocarbon group. What is hydrocarbon group? If you remove at least one hydrogen from hydrocarbon, then the group which is resultant group is said to be hydrocarbon group. Okay. So this group is called as vinyl group. Vinyl group. Okay, vinyl group. For example, CH2 double bond CH. So this group, it may be attached to some other groups, some other functional group. For example, if I write like this, chlorine, then this part is said to be vinyl and this is chloride. So vinyl chloride, okay. CH2 CH OH. This is alcohol group and this is vinyl group. Vinyl alcohol. So etc. So like this. So this group is said to be vinyl group. Okay. Right. Next. CH2 double bond CH. CH2. So this bond is empty bond. Okay, actually there should be hydrogen. After removal of hydrogen, this bond has become empty bond. Now this carbon is said to be monovalent carbon. Here this carbon is also monovalent carbon. Now this group is called as allyl group. Allyl group. See, actually propene. What is propene? CH2 double bond CH, CH3. So this is called as propene. Okay, so propane, if you remove one hydrogen from this carbon, then you will get allyl group. Suppose if this hydrogen is removed, like this. Suppose if this hydrogen is removed, then it is said to be isopropenyl. Isopropenyl. Okay. Suppose if this hydrogen is removed, CH, one hydrogen is removed, that means, so now this carbon, it has become monovalent carbon, one empty bond. Okay, then it is said to be propenyl group. It is called as propenyl group. So like this. Okay, that means here between carbon, if there is a double bond, and from that compound if any hydrogen is removed, then the group obtained is said to be alkenyl group. Okay, so these are some of the examples of alkenyl groups. We will learn some more examples. Suppose in all these cases one hydrogen is removed. Suppose if you remove two hydrogens like this, then it is said to be ethylidene. Ethylidene group. Ethylidene group. That means two bonds are empty bonds. Suppose if I fill these empty bonds with some groups like CH3CH, one bond with one chlorine, another bond with another chlorine, then it is said to be ethylidene chloride. Ethylidene chloride. So like this. So simply this group is said to be ethylidene group. Okay, suppose if it is like this, then there are three carbons, hence it is called as propylidene. Propylidene. So this group is said to be isopropylidene. So like this, these are some of the examples of alkenyl groups. These are all alkenyl groups only. Okay, right. Now let us learn about alkynyl group. Alkynyl group. That means alkynyl group means hydrocarbon group containing carbon-carbon triple bond. Hydrocarbon group containing carbon-carbon triple bond may be called as alkynyl group. Okay. For example, CH triple bond C. This is called as ethynyl. CH triple bond C, CH2. Here this carbon is monovalent. This carbon is monovalent. So this is called as propargyl. Propargyl group, or else simply propargyl. Suppose that means, so actually this is called as propyne. This is called as propyne. If you remove one hydrogen from this carbon, you will get like this. Sorry, this is called as propyne. If you remove this hydrogen from this carbon, you will get propargyl. So this carbon is not having hydrogen. Suppose if you remove hydrogen from this carbon, okay, if you remove hydrogen from this carbon like this, C CH3, that means this hydrogen is removed. Now this carbon has become monovalent carbon. Now this is called as propionyl. Okay, like this. So these are some of the examples of alkynyl group. Another group, another special group known as, so this is called as methine group. Methine group. See, CH4 is methane. If one hydrogen is removed, then it is said to be methyl. If two hydrogens are removed, okay, then it is said to be methylene. If three hydrogens are removed, then it is said to be methine. So remember this. Suppose from methane, if three hydrogens are removed, then it is said to be methane. If two hydrogens are removed, it is methylene. If one hydrogen is removed, then it is said to be methyl. Okay. So like that, we may. These are all what different hydrocarbon groups obtained from methane by removal of hydrogens. Different number of hydrogens from methane. Okay. Right. Now let us learn about alicyclic hydrocarbon groups. Alicyclic hydrocarbon groups. Alicyclic hydrocarbon group. See, alicyclic these groups are obtained when one hydrogen atom is removed from a ring carbon. Suppose CH2, CH2, CH2. So this is called as cyclopropane. It is cyclic and three carbons, hence it is said to be cyclopropane. So this is hydrocarbon. If you remove one hydrogen, any hydrogen, suppose if I remove this hydrogen, any hydrogen we may remove. So this will become monovalent carbon. That means one bond is vacant, one bond is empty. Now it is called as cyclopropyl. It is called as cyclopropyl group. Cyclopropyl group. Here, that means when one hydrogen is removed from the cyclic ring, then these groups may be called as cycloalkyl group. Okay, cycloalkyl group. Cycloalkyl. Okay, that means if you remove from one hydrogen from alkane, then it will become yl. Another example, CH2, CH, one bond is vacant. Now it is said to be cyclobutyl group. Okay. Another example, see every carbon contains, here every carbon it is having two bonds. That means other two bonds will be with two hydrogens like this. So every carbon have additionally two hydrogens, but we don't write those two hydrogens, we don't write generally. So this is called as cyclohexane. Cyclohexane. Or else I may write like this also. CH2, 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 CH2. So like this. So this is cyclohexane. So this is called as skeleton structure of cyclohexane. So in skeleton structure we don't write hydrogens and carbons. Simply we'll show like this. So every corner, every vertex is called as one carbon atom. Every vertex is occupied by carbon atom, and depending upon the number of bonds here, so the remaining other bonds will be occupied by hydrogen. So this carbon already it is having 2 bonds, hence the other 2 bonds will be with 2 hydrogens like this. So like this every carbon is like that only. Suppose if I remove one hydrogen, now this will become monovalent carbon. Okay, got it. Now suppose if I remove that hydrogen, any hydrogen you may remove. You may remove any hydrogen. I have removed one hydrogen, this hydrogen. Let us assume. So now this is called as, this is cyclohexane and this is called as cyclohexyl. Cyclohexyl. So I can remove, denote cyclohexyl, the skeleton structure of cyclohexyl like this. Cyclohexyl, cyclohexane. So there is no monovalent carbon. Here this carbon is monovalent. So empty bond I am showing here. Or else you may write like this, CH and one bond empty. Cyclohexyl group. Cyclohexyl group. Right? Another one. So what is the name of this one? This is called as butene, cyclobutene. Cyclobutene. Ene means double bond. Whenever double bond comes, then you may write ene. As there are 4 carbons, 4 carbon means but, and it is cyclic, cyclobutene. Okay, cyclobutene. Suppose if I remove one hydrogen, actually here there should be 2 hydrogens. Here also there should be 2 hydrogens, but here already this carbon is having 1, 2, 3 bonds. So here it should contain only 1 hydrogen, and even this carbon is also having already 1, 2, 3 bonds. So hence it should also contain 1 hydrogen. Now it is said to be cyclobutene. If I remove one hydrogen, any hydrogen I may remove. Okay. Okay, CH. Suppose if I remove this hydrogen, now it is said to be 1 cyclobutenyl. 1 cyclobutenyl. Okay. Generally remember that. So this is double bonded carbons. These 2 are double bonded carbons. So what is the importance of this 1? 1 means generally double bonded carbons should be given numbering. All the carbons should be given numbering, but the double bonded carbons will get least numbering. So this is first carbon, and immediately the other side, the carbon other side of the double bond will get number 2, and this carbon will get number 3, and this carbon will get number 4. So as first carbon is not it has lost its hydrogen, hence it is said to be 1 cyclobutenyl. Suppose if it is like this, Now suppose if this carbon loses hydrogen, then this will become the first carbon. Okay, now this will become the second carbon and this will become the third carbon. Okay, third carbon, and this will become the fourth carbon. Now also it is said to be 1 cyclobutynyl. 1 cyclobutynyl. Okay, so like this. Suppose if it is like this, suppose if I remove one hydrogen from here and this carbon has become a monovalent carbon. This carbon has become a monovalent carbon. Then what number should I give to this one? Remember that. So here double bonded carbon should get a least number. So there are 4 carbons. So we have to give these numbers continuously 1, 2, 3, 4. And the least number should be given to the double bonded carbon in this case. So if I give one here, then I should not write 2 here. So this is wrong. See, if I give numbering 1 to 1 carbon atom, the immediate number should be given to the other carbon which is holding the double bond. Okay, so that means the other carbon of this double bond should get immediate numbering. So that means the number 2 should be given here. And here it is third carbon and it will become fourth carbon. Even this is also wrong now, because this is called as it has lost hydrogen. Hence we have to give this carbon the minimum possible number. So suppose if I write like this, if I write the numbering like this, suppose if I start from here 1, so this is first carbon, this is second carbon, let us assume, and this is third carbon, this is fourth carbon. So now this carbon is getting, so here which one is less? So anyhow it cannot be second carbon. This carbon cannot be second carbon at all at any cost, because when there is a double bond, these 2 carbons will get a first and second numbering. Okay, then this carbon should get the other numbering. So if we give numbering in this direction, then this carbon will get 4. Suppose if we give numbering from in this direction, this carbon will get 3. So which one is correct? So this is wrong. This is wrong way and this is the right way. So what is the name of this one? This is called as 3 cyclobutynyl. But here suppose if you give numbering like this, then it will become 4 cyclobutynyl, but this is wrong. But this is wrong. So this is right. Okay. So like this, generally we should give the numbering. So based on the whenever multiple bonds are coming, so we should give numbering to those carbons which are involved in that multiple bonds. So these carbons should get the least numbering. Okay, and after that, after the numbering of these carbons only, so we have to give numbering to the other carbons by following a regular pattern, regular order. Okay, either in this direction or else either in this direction we have to give the numbering. Okay, right. Another compound, another hydrocarbon group. This carbon, now this carbon has become monovalent carbon. That means this carbon has lost hydrogen. So actually how many carbons are there? 6 carbons. 6 carbons are there, hence hex. It is cyclic form. hence cyclohex, cyclohex, and one hydrogen is lost, so hex, and here there is a double bond, there is a double bond, hence ene, okay, ene, and it has lost one hydrogen, so I, suppose while putting I, if there is E, so remove that E, because so whenever hexenyl, so here remove this E and put yl, hexenyl, cyclohexenyl. So which cyclohexenyl? Here which carbon? So these are so hexenyl. Suppose if I remove hydrogen from this carbon, then also it is cyclohexenyl. Even from this carbon also it is cyclohexenyl. Even if I remove hydrogen from this carbon, then also it is cyclohexenyl. So suppose here in case if I remove hydrogen from this carbon, so now I have to mention which carbon it is. Now again I have to give numbering. So this carbon, this carbon. Suppose if I give numbering from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it becomes 6 cyclohexenyl. Or else I may give numbering. I may give numbering in this direction also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose if I give numbering in this direction, then this will become the third carbon. So 3 cyclohexenyl. Okay, 3 cyclohexenyl. So which one is correct? This one or this one? This one is correct and this one is incorrect. So like this. So this is also alicyclic hydrocarbon group. Okay, right. Now let us learn aromatic hydrocarbon groups. Aromatic hydrocarbon groups. Aromatic benzenoid. Aromatic benzenoid hydrocarbon group. Aromatic benzenoid hydrocarbon group. Okay, see actually what is aromatic? Already we learned what is aromatic. Aromatic means, which should follow Huckel's rule. Which should follow Huckel's rule. If a substance follow Huckel's rule, then it is said to be aromatic substance or else aromatic compound. So benzenoid. Benzenoid means it should contain at least one benzene ring. At least one benzene ring should be present in that. So like this. Okay, at least one benzene ring should be present in that. Okay, these are also called as aryl groups. Aryl groups. Okay. Suppose here this is benzene. Benzene means it will be like this: CH, 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 and alternate double bonds. Alternately double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond. Now this is called as benzene C6H6. Okay, suppose if I remove one hydrogen, any hydrogen. Okay, if I remove any hydrogen, then it will become aromatic benzenoid hydrocarbon group. The name of this one is benzene actually. Benzene. If I remove one hydrogen from benzene, the name it is called as phenyl group. Phenyl, this is most important name. Phenyl group. What is the formula of phenyl group? What is the formula of benzene means? C6H6 is the benzene formula. If you remove one hydrogen from benzene, then you will get phenyl. What is the formula of phenyl? C6H5 group. C6H5 group is called as phenyl group. Okay. So phenyl group. Generally benzene, it can be denoted like this also. Benzene can be denoted like this also. Why there is circle inside this one, inside the ring? Why there is circle? Because the thing is that as it is aromatic, in aromatic conjugation takes place. What is the meaning of conjugation? Conjugation means shifting of double bonds. Shifting of double bonds always takes place during conjugation. Here, for example, so here double bond is there, alternately double bonds are there. So this double bond will shift here, immediately this double bond will shift here, and immediately this double bond will shift here. So as a result of this, what happens? So now, so like this, I mean this structure will convert into like this structure. Immediately what happens? Again this double bond will shift here, and this double bond will shift here, this double bond will shift here. So again it will, I mean if the shifting takes place, again this structure will form. That means this structure is converted into this one, and this structure is converted into this one. So why should they convert? If they shift their double bonds, then they will become stable. So that is why they shift their double bonds. If they don't shift their double bonds, then they will be in less stable form. So that is why they keep on shifting double bonds. So that means here the position of double bond, for example here if it is double bond. So bond. Suppose this double bond is shifted here. This double bond is shifted here. This double bond is shifted here, and immediately again this double bond will shift here. So it will keep on shifting. So that is why, so that it is denoted with a circle inside the ring. So now this is called as benzene ring. As the double bonds are keep on shifting, okay, so single bond will become double bond will become single bond, and continuously it happens. So that is why we have to put a circle inside this ring. So this is called as benzene. Okay, so this is benzene. Got it? Now another compound. What is another compound? Suppose if there are two rings, if there are two benzene rings, I may write like this. Here also shifting of double bonds takes place. Okay, so here it is called as naphthalene. Okay, let it be. Suppose if I remove one hydrogen from this carbon, now it is not called as benzene, it is called as phenyl group. Phenyl. If I remove any hydrogen, one hydrogen from any carbon, if I remove one hydrogen, then it is said to be naphthyl group. It is called as naphthyl group. This is called as phenyl group. Okay. Suppose if I remove two hydrogens from benzene, if I remove two hydrogens, these two hydrogens if I remove from benzene, then it is said to be phenylene. It is said to be phenylene. Okay. Suppose if I remove two hydrogens like this, one hydrogen from here, and I left one here, and I remove one hydrogen. So that means these two carbons, between these two carbons there is one carbon which is having hydrogens fully, but these two carbons are losing hydrogens. Okay, alternate carbons. These two are alternate carbons because there is one carbon between them. Then it is also called as phenylene. This is also called as phenylene. But is there any difference between these two? Yes. This compound is different from this compound, because the hydrogen lost here the hydrogen two hydrogens which are lost are from the adjacent carbons, But here alternate carbons are losing one hydrogen each. Then these two are different. The properties of this one is different from the properties of this one. So hence we should not give the same name to this. See, remember that in a ring the two adjacent carbons, if they lose one hydrogen, then it is said to be ortho. It is said to be ortho. O-R-T-H-O. Orthophenylene. Or simply I may write like this: O-phenylene. O-phenylene, orthophenylene. Suppose if I remove hydrogen from these two carbons, that means alternate carbons, that means there should be one carbon between these two, then it is said to be metaphenylene, or else simply M-phenylene. O-phenylene, M-phenylene. Suppose if I remove hydrogen, from this carbon and even this carbon, that means these two are opposite to each other. That means between this carbon and this carbon there are two carbons. Then it is also called as phenylene, but it is said to be paraphenylene, or else simply p-phenylene. It is said to be paraphenylene or p-phenylene. Suppose if I remove hydrogen, if I remove one hydrogen from this one and one other hydrogen from this one, what is the name of this one? Again, this and this both are same, because these two are adjacent carbons. These two are adjacent carbons. So when you if you remove hydrogens from adjacent carbons, then this one and this one both are same. Suppose if I remove hydrogen from this one, again this one and this one is same. Okay, because these two are alternate carbon, there is one carbon between them. Here also these two are alternate carbons, one carbon between them. So these two are nothing but, this is what? Metaphenylene. This is what? Orthophenylene. So like that. So these are some of the examples, and some more examples we will learn. So all these examples we have to practice. Okay, some more examples we will learn. So benzene ring, suppose here, look here, suppose instead of one hydrogen, if it is CH3 group, if CH3 group is attached to benzene ring, see, actually there should be one hydrogen, so that hydrogen is replaced by methyl group. CH3 means methyl group. Now this is called as toluene. This is called as toluene or as toluene. Okay, toluene, right? So from toluene, if I remove hydrogen from toluene, I want to remove hydrogen from toluene. So from which place? I may remove hydrogen from this carbon, this carbon, this carbon, this carbon, this carbon. Okay, already this carbon is having only one hydrogen, and that is replaced by this group. Every carbon is having only one hydrogen, and this carbon is not having a hydrogen because that hydrogen is replaced by CH3 group. So now I want to remove one hydrogen. I may remove from here or here or here or here or here, anywhere, from anywhere I may remove. Suppose if I remove hydrogen from here, then it is said to be orthotolyl. Suppose if you remove hydrogen from here, then it is said to be metatolyl. Suppose if I remove hydrogen from here like this, it is para-toluene. Suppose if I want to remove hydrogen from this carbon, if I remove hydrogen from this carbon, from methyl group, if I want to remove hydrogen, already this carbon is having 3 hydrogens. If I want to remove one hydrogen from this carbon, okay, then this group is said to be benzyl. This is most important. Benzyl group. Benzyl group. BENZYL. Benzyl group. This benzyl group is most important. Suppose if I remove 2 hydrogens from this carbon, 2 hydrogens if I remove, then that means this carbon is having only 1 hydrogen now. 2 hydrogens it has lost. It is said to be benzol. Most important, even this is also important. Benzol group. Benzyl group, benzol. BENZAL. Benzol group. If I remove all the 3 hydrogens from this carbon, if I remove all the 3 hydrogens from this carbon, that means all the 3 hydrogens I removed. Now this carbon is said to be trivalent carbon. This carbon is divalent carbon. This carbon is monovalent carbon. So now what is the name of this one? The name of this group is said to be benzo group. Benzo group. This is benzol group. Benzol group. Okay, so like this. So these are some of the examples of aromatic and most important groups. So one should practice thoroughly. Okay, suppose if I having like this, instead of see, actually this is what? This is methane. This is methane. So if I remove one hydrogen, then it is said to be methyl. Methyl. Okay. Suppose if I have removed one hydrogen, and now this is monovalent carbon. If I replace these hydrogens by phenyl groups, phenyl group. That what is phenyl group? C6H5 group is said to be phenyl. Even this hydrogen is also I have removed by C6H5 group, and even this hydrogen, actually this hydrogen also I have removed by I have replaced by C6H5 group, and this is empty. Now this is called as trityl. Okay, now this is called as trityl. Okay, trityl. So like this, these are some of the examples of the most important examples of hydrocarbons generally we'll come across in our in our organic chemistry. So other things we will learn tomorrow in the next class. Okay.